In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a front caliper on your Volkswagen Passat. This is going to be located behind the front wheels. Let's get started. Using a right angle pick, remove all the plastic caps. Get behind them, pull straight out. Using a 17mm socket, remove the 5 lug studs. When we remove this last lug stud, the wheel's going to want to fall off. Be sure you have a hand on the tire. Using a flat blade screwdriver, we're going to pull the clip out of the caliper. Using an 11mm socket, remove the banjo bolt for the brake line. Make sure you have a collection bucket under you. Fluid is going to come out. Remove the crush washer from the banjo bolt. You may need to use a pair of cutters. Remove the crush washer from the banjo bolt. Remove the banjo bolt from the line. Be sure that second crush washer comes with it. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to remove our 2 caliper bracket bolts. And remove the caliper. Remove the 2 plastic caps. Using a 7mm Allen, we're going to remove the 2 caliper bolts. Lift the caliper off of the bracket. Pull the pads out. Remove the banjo bolt out of the new caliper. Be sure that you have both crush washers come with it. We're going to take one of those crush washers off and leave it to the side, and leave one on the banjo bolt. Remove the plastic caps. Using a 7mm Allen, we're going to remove the 2 caliper bolts. I like to fully remove these slide pins. Remove the caliper from the bracket. We're going to take some silicone paste and our slide pins. We're just going to paint these slide pins with some paste. Reinstall them into the caliper. Paint where your pads are going to sit with a bit of silicone paste. Install the pad into the caliper. Install the pad into the caliper bracket. I'm going to install the bracket. Get the 2 caliper bolts started and snug them down. Torque the caliper bolts to 22 foot-pounds. Install the plastic caps around the boots. Now we're ready to reinstall our caliper. Install the caliper around the rotor. Get the bolts started by hand. Snug the bolts down. Torque the caliper bracket bolts to 148 foot-pounds. Grab your banjo bolt with the 1 crush washer installed. Install it into the line. Install the second crush washer. Install the line onto the caliper with the 2 crush washers. Snug it down. Torque the bolt to 15 foot-pounds. Install the metal bracket. We're going to get both of the tabs started and then pull this top end around. Give the 2 a push in, make sure they're fully installed. I'm going to install a bleeder bottle onto my caliper, remove the bleeder cap. I'm going to use an 11mm wrench and get on my bleeder. I'm going to install my bottle. We're going to crack the bleeder open. We're going to allow this to gravity bleed. You're going to wait till you see fluid coming out of here with no bubbles, and then we can close it up. Once you see that fluid coming out with no bubbles, go ahead and snug up that bleeder screw. Remove the bleeder bottle. Remove your wrench. Using a clean rag with some brake parts cleaner, we're going to clean the area of any mess we made. Reinstall the bleeder cap. Install the wheel. Get a lug stud started. Snug it down to hold the wheel. Get the rest of the lug studs started. Snug them down. Using a 17mm socket, torque the lug studs to 103 foot-pounds in a star pattern. Install the plastic caps. Using a T15 bit, we're going to remove the 2 screws for the intake. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull the intake back off of the plastic trim. Using a pair of pliers, pinch the clamp and pull it down. Remove the intake boot off the intake. We're going to grab either side of our intake and pull straight up. And remove the intake. Using a clean rag with some brake parts cleaner, we're going to clean our master cylinder of any dirt or dust that's around the cap. We don't want anything going into our reservoir when we remove this cap. We're going to twist and remove the cap for the master cylinder. On this cap, it's going to tell you which fluid to use. We're going to be using DOT4 in this system. I'm going to flip the cap over and put it right behind there. We're going to remove the filter out from the reservoir. To do this, we have to pull it into itself. There's tabs that are holding it in. Go around pushing all of these tabs, pulling up as you do it. Continue going around until you get all of these tabs pushed in, and you can pull this filter up and out. Using a fluid extractor, extract all of the fluid from the master cylinder. We want to get as much old fluid out as we can. Dump this into a suitable container. Repeat this process until you have no more fluid left in the reservoir. Reinstall the filter. There's a mark right on the front here for the max line and the min. We're going to pour in new brake fluid until we hit that max line. We're going to take our recommended DOT4 fluid and fill our master up to the top. Now that we're at that max line, we can grab our cap and reinstall it. Screw the cap on. Here we are at our first wheel. It's going to be the left front. We're going to remove our bleeder cap. We have an assistant in the vehicle who's going to press our brake pedal for us. We're going to use an 11mm wrench to get on our bleeder. We're going to have our assistant in the car pump up the brake pedal 3 to 5 times. Go ahead. Once he's holding, I'm going to install a bottle onto my bleeder to catch the fluid, and we'll crack the fitting. You'll see all of the old fluid come out into the bottle. Once your assistant says floor, you can close the bleeder and have them pump again. Go ahead. And we're going to repeat this process 3 to 5 times, or until we have nice clear fluid with no bubbles coming out. Go ahead. And one more time. Once they hit the floor, we can close that bleeder up. Now we had nice clear fluid with no bubbles come out, so we can remove our bottle. Remove the wrench. We're going to use a clean rag with some brake parts cleaner and clean up the area of any mess we made. Reinstall your bleeder cap. Now we're going to go repeat this process on our right front wheel, and we'll see you at the master after. Remove the cap. Put it off to the side. Top off the fluid. Get it back to that max mark. Reinstall your cap. Screw it down until it's nice and snug. Wipe the area of any mess we made with a clean rag and some brake parts cleaner. And now we're going to move to the rear 2 calipers. Here we are at the left rear wheel. We're going to remove the bleeder cap. I'm going to get my wrench around the bleeder and install my bottle. And we'll have assistant pump up the brakes. Go ahead. Now that they're holding, we'll open it up. Close the bleeder once they hit the floor. Go ahead. All right, now that we had nice clean fluid come out of our brake caliper, we're going to remove our hose. Using a clean rag with some brake parts cleaner, we're going to clean the area of any mess we made. Reinstall the bleeder cap. Repeat the same process on the right rear wheel, and then we'll see you at the master cylinder. We're coming to our master cylinder one more time. You're going to open it up. Top off the fluid as needed. Reinstall the cap. Snug it down. Clean the area of any mess you made. Reinstall the intake. Install the intake into place. Push down on the 4 rubber grommets in the corners and lock them into their posts. Install the boot onto the intake. Be sure that it's fully installed. Pinch the clamp and pull it over. Install the intake trim into the front air dam. Get the screws started on either side. Snug the bolts down. Now that you're done bleeding your brakes, go ahead and hop in the vehicle, pump up the brake pedal. Be sure it's nice and firm. If you still have a spongy pedal, you're going to have to go around and repeat this process. Once the process is done, torque your wheels to 103 foot-pounds and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.